Good morning, traders, and God bless. I am Ricky Gaspard, and thank you for joining me this morning. We are sorted by momentum this morning in the pre-market scan and in the precision scan. Normally, we sort by the volume spike here. These are buyers and sellers. This is measuring the percent change on the stock for the last 20 bars. Once we see these numbers flying, I will click on them and come over here and we will check the current bar volume to make sure there's enough volume to get in and get out safely. And what I mean by that is high volume flow. It's not a specific number. We want to see this number really taking off. Once we confirm that, you will see the price rising up like this. And once it stops rising, I will place a resistance level. The price will pull back and start returning back upwards. At that point, I will place a support level. If you are a beginning trader, you want to try to plan your entry down here for the next run up. If you are an experienced trader, you probably will chase green candles like I do sometimes. But don't enter here unless we have tall green bars above this average yellow volume line. Just like you see back here, we want to see the buyers really coming in and attacking that stock. And at that point, we want to try to get our profit made right in this section here. Don't try to chase it all the way to the top or you could lose a lot of it, or maybe not. This is the market. But we also want to confirm that this indicator, this is also buyers and sellers. When you see red, that's starting to take profit or selling it off. So we want to see this line also moving up while these bars are happening. And we want to make sure that the trend line, this white line, is headed in the right direction upwards. Never trade off my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed. Delays can cost you money. If you are a beginning trader, I highly suggest you don't take any trades until you've watched these live streams 100 times or more. And I don't know if that number is relevant. Some of you might get it in 20 times. And if you've never traded before, I suggest you never spend money. Write it down on paper as if you bought it, and as if you sold it. Keep a journal as you come here and watch these live streams. If you do good, then start with small share size, and I mean very small, 5 or 10 shares, to see if you really are profitable with real money. And the better you get, the larger you can purchase in share size. I am not a financial advisor, so reach out to the proper authorities before you take any of my indicators, advice, or suggestions to heart. Make sure you reach out to the professionals. Trading is not easy, even though I sometimes make it look easy, and you could lose some or all of your money. I thank everyone for joining me this morning. I'm not seeing much moving at all. Hopefully, this is not a sign of what's to come. But usually it turns around. We'll see how it goes. And thank you everyone on YouTube for joining us this morning. And good morning to you. In your active trader, make sure your TIF is set to EXT so you don't miss a trade. Thank you, Prophet. Hope the Lord has a little sense of humor. I think he does because he created me. Good morning, Jimmy. All right, about 30 seconds to go. Let's see what we have here. We do have one moving up slightly, GDHG. And we're watching the volume. We're watching these bars come up. These are buyers. It's looking good for the launch in the next 10 seconds. Don't be too quick to click, though. It could just pull right back down when our market opens. Let's see what happens here. Looking at these green dominator bars, we want tall green bars coming in. This is buyers. Pushing up slowly. 466 now. 488, 498, $5. Thank you, Lord. I'm going to get out right here. I'm comfortable with that one. Catch it when it's running up and get out when it's running up. That's my way to play it. Some of you like to hold on a little bit longer. Good job, Yandros. Might have a chance to still get out, Jimmy. It still seems to be climbing a little. I didn't have any trouble. Good job, Kay. Good job, Barry. Good job, Leor. Ben, I filled 1,000 shares too. Good job, Mark. A lot of you got no transaction and you tried. That's going to be on ThinkorSwim. I can't control that part. Good job, Mark. Good job, Mo Money. Good job, Simple. Got to be fast when you're scalping. Of course, you got to get your order filled too. Looked like that rise was short-lived. Mario, don't feel bad. I played a stock in after hours yesterday, 1,000 shares. The transaction went through nicely. I went up $200, click sell. It took 5 different exits to get me out for a negative $400 at the end. Yep, it happens. From a positive 200 to a negative 400 by the time I got out. It could have been me, though. You know, you make these transactions and all the volume is up like it needs to be, but you hit the sell button and everybody else done sold and there's no volume left and you can't get out. I think that's what happened. That's why this high volume number is very important, or you could get stung like I did. A little bit late on TNON. Going to have to pull back down and give us a pullback arrow like it did down here. This run's probably already over. Hardly any activity on the SPY yet. It's quite early, but it is below the 34. Enjoy your coffee while we wait on something to start spiking. If you've never been here before, we play the numbers. We don't play anything else. We watch for volume spikes. We locate the buyers and sellers. Which stock are they attacking, like you saw here? And we try to catch them early enough to where we go join them while they're all buying. And then we scalp for quick profits. SGN, penny stock, cheaper one moving up. Thank you, Jimmy. Not even on my scans. I don't play these cheaper stocks. I probably shouldn't even say that anymore. I'm sure all of you know it. They are not for me. That's a beautiful scan, Jimmy. He's talking about the percent change is greater than 50% scan. It's the one I watch all day long. I don't care about the rest while the regular session is running. I just wait for these indicators to start flashing in that scan. We're making progress a little bit slower than I like, but we're doing good with it. And trust me, I want off the Discord as much as you guys do. Just don't want to launch into something else that's not complete and tested. GDHG moving again. Needs to break this high right here. Could just be a bounce back up to that area. I'll mark the resistance level down here. Could be just channeling between this zone. Sounds like quite a few of us got stung by bad entries and exits over the last couple of days. So be careful. Just make sure this number is very high right here, and we can avoid that if we don't take those chances when it's just too low. We know that we need way over 100,000 per candle to be in and out safely. When we're clicking the mouse at 40,000, that could be 10 people trading. So this number needs to really be flying to avoid that. We are high volume traders, and it takes high volume to make it work. So a 250,000 shares per candle would work, not 100. Or the dominator bars really taking off would help as well. Currently, nothing worth clicking on. Enjoy your coffee. I won't be talking a whole bunch unless I see something stock market related. Definitely not enough volume on this one. Not seeing seeing TNON on mine. I'll type it in. It's way down. There's no play there. Don't know what you saw. We need high volume trending up, stocks above the 34 EMA, just like this one, but with high volume. And keep in mind, this is Friday. We do have profit takers on Friday. Everybody working their way back to cash before the weekend. So be careful during the day when you're trading. Something might run up just to let everybody out and you get stuck holding the bag. So be in and out like a flash. Units, I'm like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on YouTube for 1 hour for free. If you want the full 4 hours, you have to join our Discord, upgrade to a premium member, and you get all the bells and whistles, all the tools, all the scans. SGN, that's that penny stock we looked at earlier. It's already made its run. Probably not likely it's going to do it again. So, Brad, it's not a number, it's a lot of volume flow. We want to see this number really flying. A lot of transactions going on. We want to see the battle happening, not just a trickle here and there. I like to say ants on candy. You see a piece of candy on the ground and it's covered by millions of ants. That's what we want this volume doing. We want to see everybody attacking it. That is correct, Doc. But every now and then, no matter how good you are, you're going to get stung. It's called trading. Just when you think you've got it, you've nailed it, man, I've done so good this week, and bam, you get hit. It can happen. SLDP, not seeing it in my list anywhere. I'll type it in. Make sure you check the volume on these things. This one looks fairly well. Thank you, Money Tree. Not paying very much, only pennies. So from 138 to 140 to 142. So I will be staying clear of this one. We don't have the volume. This is what I'm talking about. We only had 22,000 shares on the last candle, this one here, and not even moving on this candle. So this is not a scalp trade. I buy more shares than this. So think of it. You're battling only me at that volume. And if I'm not willing to sell, how are you going to buy? SGN still running around, bouncing up and down. Have resistance at 54 cents. So here we have a stock running up. You're sitting there thinking maybe I might buy this one. And if you look over here, there's very few activity here. It's moving, but it's going down because they got tired of waiting. So now they really up the volume because they got to get out quick. It's dropping. And then it'll go back flat. Now the volume is almost flat completely, starting to freeze up. Jan, I think it's because I built the brick wall up here. It couldn't break down the wall. Just kidding. You must be watching Book Map. Maybe I should change it so it doesn't look like bricks. Well, we have an up arrow on this one, but I doubt that it's going anywhere. I don't see any volume in it. XPON, does it have volume? We do have volume. 1,000,000 shares traded at 11 cents. So 11 million shares or 1 million shares at 11 cents is not a lot of volume. You got to buy 1,000,000 of them to make $20. Keep that in mind. So if everybody's buying 30, 50,000 shares, it's easy to get 1,000,000. But for you penny players who are much better than I am, this may be your play. Jan, you are absolutely correct. Or make it Fishing Friday. I like that one better. So we may be bouncing off a resistance here. There could be a play between the support level and the resistance level, providing we get tall green dominator bars. The volume is quite low, so if you do play this play, 100 shares probably, 200 max, so you don't get hung trying to sell or buy. But I don't suggest it, but there is a possibility. Good morning, Glenn. Good morning, Joey. Jan, you changed it from triple to quad. A lot of options expiring today. That's what triple witching day is. Jimmy, I went ahead and made my contribution to the wildlife department. I got my fishing license again that I never use. Maybe they'll buy some more fish to stock the bays. But I'm ready to catch. Notice I didn't say fishing. Buy that license every year. Sometimes I don't even get to use it. Yeah, I love flounder fishing. Good job, YouTube, and God bless you, brother. Yeah, that's what we're talking about on YouTube, flounder fishing. That season's right around the corner. I know we're off topic, but I'm bored. There's nothing else to talk about. We need a stock to play, but it's not happening. Okay, LO. Here's the negativity right here. No volume whatsoever. So this stock went up because there was no volume. Somebody bought 10 shares and it went up. So from zero volume to 10 shares, it thinks it has a lot of people buying. There's nothing here. Check the volume before you post them, please. If there's no volume, it's not going to move. We'll be watching paint dry. It's calculated by percent change, Jan. Percent change over 20 bars. You are welcome. Wow, it's pretty dead this morning. Well, I woke up with an itch in my throat and it won't go away. So if you see me muting the mic 1,000 times, that means I'm coughing. That is it. I hear you, C-dubs. Nothing moving, nothing worth waiting on yet. We'll know. These indicators will fire up if a group of buyers come in somewhere and start buying something. If they don't fire up on my scans, there's a lot of other investors in these live streams. They're also watching and they will post them. Because if you use ThinkorSwim, you know we have a delay in scan refresh, but by trading in a group, and a large group at that, we kind of eliminate that scan delay because other people's scans refresh before ours or hours before theirs. So group trading is a blessing in ThinkorSwim. I don't know, Martina. I don't use the other platforms. I've used E-Trade and ThinkorSwim. That's it. And I got rid of E-Trade when they went to like $20 a transaction or something like that back in the day. It's a widget from Microsoft. I just drug it up here on the screen. It's not attached to nothing. It's called Widget Launcher, and it's a package of different tools, and one of them is a clock. But you might find some of the other tools useful as well. Just that I don't need them for trading. I never been to Delaware, so I cannot comment. But there's some pretty boring places around here too. I bet we could have a competition. Lord, we need a stock play before I have to turn YouTube loose. They need money too, Lord. If it be thy will, we're waiting. Greg, I know about Mississippi. My mother was born there, and Waynesboro is about the boringest place I've ever seen. Kind of like going to a state park in the winter, nobody's there. You got that right, Jimmy. Herb, we can't either. If it had volume, it's going to pop up here in these two charts. So enjoy the fellowship. That's why we're here talking about weird stuff. We've gone from fishing to boring places in America. TNON, I'm being told. All right, I'll look at it again. We done looked at it twice. I see 14,000 volume frozen. Good morning, Jose. No volume. We need volume. We can't do anything without it. That means all of the other groups are talking about fishing and boring places in America. It's not a specific number, Jose. It's that there's a lot of people buying and selling. So if we only get a couple of thousand and it freezes, and 5 minutes later somebody else buys 1,000, we're not trading those kind of stocks. We want this number continually flowing as the battle's going on, and we want to join that battle. And until we have the ammunition, which is the volume, we can't make a trade. Cannot do that in ThinkorSwim, Subrat. I wished I could, but there's no way to say don't post that stock if this doesn't happen. Because if it happened 10 seconds before, it's going to find it. Mr. Telly, you get the ball rolling and I'll join y'all. That way I know I'm not the first one and nobody joins in. Yeah, you can do it that way, and I do have minimal volumes set already. That's just a normal thing in ThinkorSwim. You can put minimum volume as you're creating the scan. Doesn't take anything special to do that one. In some of my scans, I don't let it post a stock unless it's 5 million shares traded. And I usually use those during the regular session. Mr. Telly, nothing's illegal if you can code it. Nobody knows you have it. And I don't think it would be considered illegal anyway. You're just looking for a certain criteria. Why, are you the one that just loaded the volume spike as well? Somebody loaded it earlier for the first time. Make sure you right click on it, edit formula, and select the box that says extended hours at the top. So right click, edit formula, check the box at the very top that says extended hours. If you are the one that just loaded volume spike, even do it to this Momo if you loaded it. Mr. Telly, I know the feeling, brother. 30 years, over 30 years, I finally got to where I want to be. And then they'll change, and I'll have to change, and I'll have to update and start over. That's how that goes. Market is never the same. That's what made me lean toward volume-based indicators, live action trading, because I knew no matter what, there was always going to be volume. My job was to break it down as far as buyers and sellers. And that's where we are today. TNON, they're telling me jumped a buck and went back down. So they found two buyers, maybe. Thank you, Jan. None of them existed. I had to create them. All of my scans are based on that as well. I think we have like 60 scans for pretty much anything you want to kind of scan for. All of them custom coded, no factory. None of these, it came with TOS scans. All right, YouTubers, I hung in there as long as I can. I appreciate you joining me this morning. If you want to get these live streams 5 days a week, 4 hours a day, sometimes a little longer, click the Discord link at the top where you type in the chat, that white and yellow banner. Join our Discord, upgrade to premium member. You'll get over 60 scans, over 30 indicators, all custom programmed. These are the newest. These are extra. This My Blessing and this My Scalper, they're the newest. There'll be a separate purchase alongside the premium upgrade. It's a one-time purchase, but they work extremely well. But we'd love to have you on board. I hope you enjoyed this morning's session, and I will be streaming again next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for 1 hour free on YouTube. If you want to join us again, and I appreciate you joining us this morning. I hope the Lord blesses you with great trading today. If not, sit on your hands, turn off the computer, go do something profitable. And I'll see you guys on Monday. Goodbye.